Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the internet, where your cesspool is my jacuzzi. I'm here with Schnitzel Ninja to talk about the latest breaking news. Unfortunately, Laura Owens, our, I want to say favorite psycho, but not favorite at all. So, what do you call that? Least favorite psycho, right? Our least favorite psycho has renewed her restraining order against Greg Gillespie. Now, you guys might remember that I mentioned this a while back, but it wasn't confirmed. So apparently, because the docket website has been updated, he has been served. That is my understanding of the situation. So I've not talked to him at all about this, but unfortunately, it does seem to be going forward. Now, why? I couldn't tell you why. I guess because the court system is fucked, but it is what it is. And it'll be in Maricopa County, the same county that Clayton fought his case in. So I just wanted to let you all know that I totally renewed my restraining order against Greg Gillespie.
I didn't know I was coming on a stream with you.
Yes. This is my podcast. Somebody told you.
So nobody told me you were going to be here.
Somebody told you I'd be wearing a wig.
Oh, man.
Nick O'Brien, what's going on? How you doing? All right. So, during...
I wish we had some pictures to show of the the wig attempts before we went live.
Oh, that was pretty bad, yeah. I apparently I had the wig on sideways or something. Okay, so before we get into talking about this, and I don't know if Bruce is going to be able to join us. I think he was playing some games or something. I want to again post the fundraiser in the chat here for Greg Gillespie's legal fees. He's probably going to need some help there. I believe he's still in debt from the last time she fraudulently, got a restraining order. So,
yes.
Give me 1 second. Somebody says stand up and spin around. No, I'm still fat, geriatric, but I have the red sweater and everything. So, All right. Here in the chat, I'm posting the link here. I think I pinned it. So, just please consider, if you have any extra funds, donating to our mutual person we're supporting, Greg. I don't want to say friend because that's a little parasocial. But Erica P says, start the countdown clock for how long Lauren wears this before she gets too hot. Well, I'm telling you right now, it's before the stream started. Oh my gosh. First time I have made it to a live stream and is not disappointed. Thank you, Jennifer H, for joining us. I appreciate it. Nobody told me you were going to be making the live stream tonight. Oh man. Okay. Linda says, pisses me off the Ron GoFundMe is still increasing. So why don't I ask you some questions about that? Because as you guys may have noticed, I did a couple streams the other day, a couple shorter streams the other day about this, but I've been largely out of the loop for the last couple of weeks, or since the week of Christmas. So let's put it that way. What's going on with that? I know there was Rich, his former, was it a colleague, a friend that was doing the videos?
I don't know if they ever worked together. I've not done a whole lot of research on their relationship. I know that back in like 2016 time, he wrote, I think, 2 different articles about I think it was 2016. It was about Ron and criticizing him for it. Maybe it was more recent. Maybe it was 2021. Mm-hmm. I think maybe it was 2021 because it was this whole Cumulus thing, and he claims that Ron had sued Cumulus when they owned KGO, and there was this show change up and stuff happening. And anyways, he said he didn't agree with how Ron had handled that stuff. But I think maybe since then and maybe before then they had some type of relationship established. Maybe chat knows if anyone's done a deep dive into that. But yes, they know each other. But I don't think that they had spoken for like maybe a long time before the most recent videos.
I remember I saw a video of his from it was like 9 months ago now. I watched a video that he posted about Ron. and he was very upset during it. I was kind of confused as to like whether or not they were still friends, I guess, but
Yeah, I mean, I think that was kind of the question on everybody's mind, because I think anyone who's done any research, like of their own research into this whole situation, I think has probably come across him and his articles on Ron. Um, I mean, it appears right now he's simping for them and basically saying he's taking them at their word and he wants to be done with having anything to do with covering the case.
Mhm. Yeah, okay. Well, I like recognized the last part because I saw some angry comments last night. I was just like, oh no, what happened here? So yeah. I didn't actually watch all of his videos. I just couldn't. I don't know what it was over the last couple weeks that made me just like not really. I'm just like so burnt out on this story. So like I've still done a
Yeah.
little bit on it, but I've mostly been trying to do other things. So but now that she's, fucking with Greg, I'm just kind of like, well, now I have to pay attention again because I like Greg and I don't like that what she's doing to him. So like
Yeah.
here I am in this stupid ass wig and in a turtleneck looking like Laura actually ate pizza every day. Like I just don't know what else to say about that.
I don't know what else to say.
I really like to go for shock value. So.
I like it.
Yeah, holy shit. Somebody said, holy shit, it's over 100K donated now, I guess.
Yeah.
My thing is like, if it's legitimately for medical bills, if there's a legitimate reason, even if like the person like blew their money on gambling beforehand, right? If they're legit in medical debt and they're trying to raise money for that, I don't care. But I have so many, thoughts about like where that money is probably going.
Where it's probably going. And also,
Yeah.
These people have a house in an expensive area of town. That's, I mean, I think they paid like $950K for it, but they sold their San Francisco house for like 3.3 million. And we've got the HELOC loan situation, whatever is going on behind that whole thing. Anyway, my point is they have money places that if this were truly the case, this is part of, aside from Laura like being a total and complete liar about most things that have come out of her mouth or typed on her fingers,
right.
That they have a house they could have sold or downsized this house. They have horses they can sell. They have a business they can sell. She claims she makes $200,000 a year, or that she and her mom combined, or whatever the fuck she's trying to say about that. So they have places they could have gotten money from. Also,
Right.
if you look at like I did a search of how much does like the typical cancer treatment cost, and it says this is for like one bout of cancer, right? Like you go in, you get like your radiation and your chemotherapy, and hey, great conversation to come in on.
Ladies and gentlemen.
So that it costs approximately $150,000 for that whole process.
Bruce is here. Anyways, $150,000 for the whole.
You readjust my trousers. Whoa.
In the front or the back?
Both.
Did you shit your pants? Why is it so heavy back there? Because I know you don't have a dump truck for an ass. So what happened?
Why is this so heavy back there?
Guy can't win these days.
Here we are. So if he had 4 bouts of cancer, it's going to be like, if we just use this number, I know this is an approximation, but $600,000, right? For 4 bouts of cancer.
That's how much this wig costs, baby.
That's how much cost.
Go ahead.
So why set it at 60,000? If like, so what, he was able to pay like 540,000 of those bills, and then he's like, oh, I got to pay the last 60. Well, then why didn't they sell their business, or why didn't they downsize their house, or get this money from somewhere? Because they have some money some places. And also, if he's like 78, 79 years old, if and when he dies, none of his debt is going to be passed to his family.
Mhm.
So if you had that, you got this fucking cancer, you got Parkinson's, you've been on your deathbed since December 2016, according to your lovely daughter.
Which one?
Like, why are you working so hard to pay off this debt that's going to go away when you die?
Yeah, I don't know. That's pretty much my retirement plan is to run up debt I can't pay off until
Oh, jeez.
Ah.
it's a great package.
I think, I think expecting some transparency on this GoFundMe is maybe a bit much. Like, if I was going to open a GoFundMe, I'd put my bills up and I'd say, here's how much the bills are. Here's the copies of the papers. Then I'd do the GoFundMe. Then I'd show myself paying the bills that I showed earlier. That's how I would do it. We can't expect that here, right? Like, they're never going to do that.
No,
Well, that's not the same scenario at all because you're not scamming people.
Well, I mean, that
I
wouldn't
know.
be my intent for sure. Yeah. So it's maddening because all we can do is try to speculate and figure out the puzzle pieces like you're doing here and figure
Mhm.
out if any of it
Mhm.
makes sense or not. And we can't get any real resolution to it. So it's it's troubling.
Yeah. And I mean, in my opinion, like they've completely enabled her probably her entire life. They've created this monster that she is today. And I think that, at least in my own personal opinion, I blame them almost even more than I blame her for what has happened.
Yeah, I think it was
Kimbo,
Dave Neal today was saying on his podcast, like, hey, the parents should have just been like, hey, when are you going to stop messing around? Like, did you
Mhm.
just give them candy every time they wanted candy or what?
Right.
my mom
And
would
I mean,
never.
we see it in like the text with Mike, where you just stay with her until blah blah blah, and that'll help you get out of this. And like,
Mhm.
there are rumors. I have not personally spoken with a person who this was about, but that the whole thing in high school was someone being offered stuff to date her.
Mm.
So anyway, to me, it's an obvious like pattern that happens, and for whatever
Mhm.
reason, I have no idea about her sister. If she does it
Mhm.
doesn't seem like she does the same kind of stuff, but it's just, yeah, like an entitled brat who's gotten her way her entire life, and she throws like a shit fit when she doesn't get her way.
Mhm.
Trouble.
Kimbo says he's got insurance, pretty good insurance from what's been reported. And I
Right.
had emails the other day from multiple people who were explaining to me, they were like, I grew up in this area listening to Ron Owens, or I knew Ron Owens when I was growing up, and I haven't like shown those things on screen on the off chance that they're not, accurate. But
Mhm.
they were all basically explaining that his insurance coverage and stuff like that should cover his medical bills. So like what is going
Right,
on
and he got a pension, and guess who else got a pension? Jan.
there? Oh, okay.
Well, what the fuck happened to that money, guys?
Went to chocolates.
Apparently not to gambling, because apparently he's been clean for 12 years. So what the fuck else did it go to?
Buying those candy bars from
Only
the Boy
12?
Scouts to hand out to cops, I guess. Sheep says even Rich said he knows Ron got a great pension. Yeah.
Mm.
So I'm not like a person who understands a lot about finances later in life. I'm not quite there yet. So there's a lot that I just don't understand. But from what people have told me, it's looking kind of weird.
Yeah, I mean, even if
yeah.
you get paid a lot of money, if you spend it sort of haphazardly and put it in bad investments or gambling or don't do the right things with it, it can go away pretty quick.
It can.
The best thing you can do financially is save money when you're younger. So if you have a job, and it's hard, that's when it's hardest
Well, I'm
because you're just
fucked.
starting out. Yeah. But like if you have a career and it spans a certain number of years across jobs or with one job or whatever it is, the absolute best you can do is save early and then just leave that alone to
How to save
grow.
early. Okay, I have an idea about how I can save early. Hang on.
Oh boy.
Feet pics.
No, I did that already, and it didn't work for very long, and especially because my source
Very
is
long.
now gone under. So,
What?
okay, let's see. If I get
What source?
five super chats in the next hour, I'll keep this wig on,
Oh boy.
and if I don't, I'm gonna take it off.
But you're
One way
gonna
to-
you're gonna keep it on for an entire hour.
Yep.
One way to save retirement. I mean, That's just my advice. I'm not ordering anybody to do anything unless they ask me to.
Bruce, would you please put this wig on and spank me?
What? Right now?
You said if they asked you to.
I love that
I
you
mean-
want him to wear it and then spank you.
How do I put the wig on over the internet?
Not the sweater, just the wig.
Yeah, that's fine. I would do it, but we're on the internet.
I don't want you
We're
to
not
be...
in person.
I don't
I
want
can't
you
just
to
walk
be...
down the hall and otherwise I would.
I don't need you to be Laura. I just want you to be a pretty lady and spank.
You want to paint my toenails?
No, but
Then we can get the only feet going again.
Only feet. Oh,
If he
yeah.
wore your top, you could call him Lady in Red.
Oh, jeez.
Only Feet is the name of my upcoming podcast.
That was one of my favorite lines on
Only
Friends was when Chandler and Monica got engaged and then Janice shows back up and hears about the wedding and she's like, do you want me to sing Lady in Red or Careless Whisper? That was like my favorite line from the whole show.
Oh my god.
That's funny.
Amazing.
All
Well,
right.
now that I've completely derailed this stream,
It's
I
not
see a
entirely your
dog.
fault. It was always going to go that way. It's fine.
he's doing his thing.
All right. I have some stuff we're going to show here. First of all, like I said earlier, the sorry, I had to burp. Fundraiser for Greg,
Oh, yeah.
which was at 5,043 last time I checked. So we want to keep paying attention to that. They're going to need that more. James, thank you for the $5 support for the wig. I legit did not expect anybody to do that. Thank you, Jam.
Yes, 4 more guys.
No, I was totally trolling. Please don't. It's hot up here. Please
It's going to
don't.
happen.
Do it. Do
All
it.
right.
Mm.
Next, I want to
Getting
show
hot.
the Victims of Laura Owens website, which is where I get a lot of my resources. They
Mhm.
had the original order protection against Greg and the one that Greg filed against Laura that was never served, but it was granted. So we're going to go through those tonight before I take this wig off.
I
So-
would love to know like what she was doing to avoid being served for 3 times.
We saw what she did when the cops were there, so I guess that. Lauren, do you know if Greg is going to legally fight the restraining order? I assume he's going to, right?
There's no official word yet, but what I
Right.
will say is that he has, I mean, I've probably said it before too, but as a reminder, he has not yet had his day in court. So he can use all the evidence that pertains potentially to, to his situation, to fighting that order of protection. He can have his day in court, present all of that,
Mm.
and possibly even I don't know what all could happen aside from getting this bogus new one denied
Mm-hmm.
or whatever.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Renewal?
Yeah, but it's already been like granted. So what's the I can't think of words right now.
Mm.
Mm, I don't know either.
Rejected. Get it overturned.
Okay.
Overturned would be the, yeah.
Mhm.
Daily dysfunction. Thank you for the $2. I like where this is going. I don't know if I do, but thanks. All right, so let's go through the original order protection here. Let me make sure I get. Well, let's go over this one first, which is the one that Greg got against Laura.
Mm.
I hate that he had to check romantic or sexual relationship past or present. This is like one time.
Can you make the
but, like,
paper wider?
Can I make the paper? Yes. Okay.
You know
Oh,
what
no.
I mean?
I didn't know even. Yeah. How's that?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. The defendant and I went on 3 dates. We had a sexual relationship one evening, and I can't believe that after that he's having to do a petition. I politely
Wow.
ended the relationship 9 days after our first encounter. She did not take the rejection well, at which point I understood, listened, but politely let her know that there will not have a future relationship together and to stop contacting me.
This
She
sounds
continued-
familiar.
Yeah, it does. She continued to harass me for 48 hours. I asked her to stop reaching out. 24 hours went by with no contact. That has to be a record. 11 days after we were sexually intimate, she sent me a photo of a positive pregnancy test that we used 2 forms of protection during our one encounter. She continued to harass me via text messages through 14 different email accounts and iMessages, all of which I have since blocked. Oh my God. How? Also, because like I was trying to get a Google Voice phone number for my channel to have people leave voicemails, and I couldn't do it. So I was like, how does Laura do this? Never mind. All right.
Well, one thing I think she has is multiple devices.
Oh,
Because you
probably.
think too, like,
Whoa. 14?
I don't know about 14.
Those are email accounts, though.
Those are email. Yeah. And I mean, if she's doing Proton, you can get as many as you want, right? If you're using Google, you can only have a certain number linked to one phone number.
Yeah.
Like 5 accounts linked to one phone number.
Cassie, thank you for the $2. If you remove it, I want to reveal to Frosted Tips. I cannot oblige. Dana Creasy, thank you for the $10 retirement fund. Yes, I'm all set.
Have you ever had a perm, Lauren?
Fuck that. Stephanie,
Have you ever had one?
No. Stephanie, thank you for the $5. Bingo. I guess I'm
I
leaving
try
the wig
everything
on.
once.
I will not try a perm once.
Of course, Greg tried something once here and it didn't work out.
Ah!
What?
The perm is gonna get you pregnant.
Maybe.
I'm scared. Okay. Anyways,
Just get the condoms.
she threatened to reach out to my family, located them on public records. My God. Reached out to my mother, threatened to expose me on her Apple iTunes self-help podcast.
Oh, damn.
She sent me photoshopped images of an ultrasound that is from an article on Google dated January 12th.
2015.
I had an OBGYN confirm this ultrasound she is claiming to be hers of twins is an exact from the Google article from 2015.
Yeah.
Laura Owens has shown up to my home 2 times after being asked not to come here. After blocking all 14 iMessage accounts, which she has continually harassed me from since July 9th, she now is reaching out to me, making threats of lawsuits to my work email address. Jesus fucking Christ.
Man.
She has contacted the HR department in my company to confirm my email address and is threatening my career and reputation at my place of work as of yesterday and today. She is showing no signs of stopping. The defendant is stating she is in love with me after 3 dates, roughly 2 hours each date, and is promising to have an abortion and dismiss pressing charges if I commit to loving her, marrying her, and starting a family with her within the next 2 years. I have repeated.
A 2-year dating contract? Oh no! Wow, that is.
To be fair,
I mean,
says within 2 years, so it could be way less than that.
Set the bar high.
Yes.
Jeez.
2 weeks, 2 years. Who's counting?
You know, these confirmation of employment things, you know, you can call them up. They're really there for like, so if somebody's applying for a job and they say, I worked for 5 years at Google, you can call up Google and Google will be like, yeah, they really worked here. It's not for like harassing them and getting their email address.
Right.
Oh my God. All right.
Oh.
Well, we know like she had to have done a deep dive on Clayton's mom to get her email address.
Right.
Because the email address she emailed her at was not publicly available. Like easily. Like you couldn't just try to look it up. Like you have to have like things you're paying for to find that information.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if this didn't have the 3 dates at the first sentence, you could think this is the Clayton case. Like this reads almost exactly the same.
Yep.
Other than the dates and the 3 dates.
Yeah.
Like the time, 2015.
All right. Let's see what happens next here in this chapter. I have repeatedly asked the defendant to stop contacting myself, my family, and my place of work, and to also stop coming to my home, banging on my door, and ringing my doorbell. I have all text messages and emails saved. I also have photographs of her outside my home. We've seen those.
Yeah.
Trying to contact me, outside my home.
Yeah.
Sorry, I lost my place there. Oh,
That
trying
was
to contact me. I'm scared for my reputation and safety, and it is time to serve her a legal order protection. And it sucks that this just like went away because she wasn't served. But
That's just, I don't understand how are you protecting anyone if you're just going to try 3 times and then be like, oh, too bad. Sorry.
is there anything else like someone can do in that situation? Because that's fucking psycho.
I mean, I think you'd have to refile and try to get a new one.
That's so crazy, man.
Yeah.
It is crazy.
Yeah. All right, let me zoom in on this next one so we can read it.
And I don't know if it's that way. I'm sure it's different in other states, but I'd be curious to see how different, if it is, maybe it's the same, everywhere. I don't know.
Yeah. All right, let's see. I'm trying to pull up this, the one from the other side here. What kind of signature is that? Can you guys see that? Hang on, let me share this tab instead.
No.
Whose signature is that? Whose signature is that?
That's Dale Earnhardt from the number 3.
It says John Duty, printed name. That's your signature, John Duty?
It's a piece
That's
of
Judge Judy? Oh,
Should you still be serving? Oh my God. Okay. All right, let's see the petition.
It's like some abstract art.
Yeah, if you can call it that. All right. I think this is her petition for order of protection. Oh my, look how much more crap is in here than on Greg's. But okay. Tell the judge what happened and why you need this order. Gregory Gillespie and I were involved in a brief romantic relationships. Coming on your back is not a romance, but thanks. Brief romantic relationship that lasted about 5 dates.
So romantic.
Okay. From that
romance is ongoing.
From that relationship, I became pregnant. Mr. Gillespie, the login information for my computer, email, and everything else I had passwords to online. When he demanded my login information to my One Medical Patient portal to confirm my pregnancy. Everybody knows you hand out your One Medical Patient portal credentials like fucking candy, like you're Jan with the police. Like, shut up. He has used that information to stalk and harass me. How?
Wow.
Okay. I filed a lawsuit against Mr. Gillespie in which I sued him for DV, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and abortion coercion. That is so sad. I'm sorry for Greg.
Mm-hmm.
That's ridiculous. Mm-hmm. This request for a PO? A PO?
Protective order.
Oh, protective order. Okay. I'm used to RO. So restraining order, but this request
That's
for
the
a
one
PO,
you have against you, right?
Totally, by Bruce's mom. This request for a PO has nothing to do with the current litigation
totally
whatsoever.
Justified.
Dude. No, I've never had anyone try to get a restraining order against me. I have one time tried to get a restraining order against someone else when I legit needed it, but this was a couple of years ago now, and it's way harder to get a restraining order here apparently than it is in Arizona. And that's just in general, because people who go through legit DV and stuff down here, like, they have a really hard time getting a judge to sign off on it. But in other states, it's like they just hand them out because they're just like, well, I don't want to risk it. So they don't really read what's being said at all. They're just kind of like, well, I guess, I guess.
And Florida's probably like, well, show me the evidence he raped you. And they're like, well, I can't. And they're like, well, you don't get it then.
Yeah, it's way harder down here to my knowledge. So, all right. This request for PO has nothing to do with the current litigation whatsoever. So then why are you mentioning it? And as a last resort, since he will not listen to law enforcement's calls to ask him to stop contacting me. Yeah, I'm sure that's what happened. Show the evidence then. Where's the evidence? You love to show evidence. You send a whole Dropbox of evidence to the entire fucking world. Where's your evidence? I read the police reports. There's nothing like that in there. So where's your evidence? And we all know that you save your phones, even though you say you lost them, because you keep randomly putting out stuff relating to Mike now. So I really do have my phones. Right? In text messages between the two of us, Mr. Gillespie told me he would make my life a fucking living hell. My fucking life a living hell, sorry. That makes a difference. If I did not take abortion pills, take the fucking pills, Laura. And that he would call the police if I showed a moment's hesitation in taking them to force me to do it.
Number one, what are the police going to do?
Nothing.
They're not going to do anything. They're not going to make you take pills.
All you have to do is stop trying to talk to him.
None of this forces anybody to take any pills. Number one, the police don't care. They're not going to make you take pills. Okay.
Right.
And then what is the context of all this? I could imagine like on Flad saying like somebody's life's going to be living hell if they have a baby that neither person wants or something like that. Like,
Mhm.
what's the context here? None
Right.
of this is like,
And she never wants to give context because she
Yeah.
doesn't want people to know.
Right.
yeah. I mean, coercion would be like somebody literally restraining you and like forcing pills down your mouth physically.
Or up your vagina, apparently.
Or, well, I mean, oh,
I guess
geez.
somebody told me that apparently that is a thing. So I don't know, but
But doesn't
Right.
isn't it like a different set of pills?
probably
Yeah.
There are oral and
Yeah.
well,
I mean, I would assume so, but we're not living in reality here, apparently.
Yeah. So this whole coercion thing, just, I don't see how it makes any sense.
Okay. On October 26th, I received an anonymous message from someone saying they were hired to hack my podcast website. Okay, but did they hack your podcast website? Because hackers on a website don't like message the person beforehand and be like, "I'm hacking your website, girl." Like what? What? And my
unless you're doing it to yourself and you want to have evidence of it being done.
yeah, asking me what did you do to him and what did you do to offend him? Okay, nobody talks like that. Okay, shut up.
What the fuck kind of hacker would Oh my god.
Only the dumbest hacker on planet Earth who totally would have been caught by the police if you had reported it, but you didn't because it was you.
Yeah, these are such unfalsifiable claims. Like, oh, the invisible aliens impregnated me. Can you prove it?
when
No,
that
they're
happens.
anonymous invisible aliens. They're back in space. Like, this is just nonsense.
Liam Cases, I think, Tag. It probably was Tag.
It was because Tag is Laura.
Yeah. No. By the way, I saw that the lawyer had tweeted recently about a whole bunch of truth coming out soon. I can only assume that means that Tag is being brought back from Mars to put out a statement or something.
Now, do you think they hired like an actor to be Tag, or do you
I
think
would
they're gonna say they got
absolutely-
an email from Tag?
I would absolutely believe that. I would look into it, be like for sure, just be like skeptical at first, and be like, well, maybe I was wrong. Maybe there really is some douche named Tag who, for some reason, deleted all his counts after we asked for proof of who he was, even though he offered it beforehand. But okay,
I don't know, man.
Okay.
And it's weird because the things are true or they're false, irrespective of anything else. So, like, information becomes available. The truth doesn't become available. Like, information that may be true or not becomes available. It's just it's weird phrasing that to me is sort of disingenuous because you wouldn't talk like that if you were just saying like, look, some new, an appeal document is scheduled for this date, a response is scheduled for that date.
Right.
A public document's going to become available on this date. Information becomes available. And, it's so weird. Like, ooh, the mystical truth will become available. Like, what? Like, why wasn't it in a court document already?
Right?
It's just,
Right? So dumb.
I don't know. Like, talk about things that are, not things that could be or would be or should be or will be. Like, we have to look at things that have happened.
Thank you, Panda Bear, by the way.
Oh, boy.
All right. Not a furry, a user.
Thank you.
Oh, so close.
On October 29th, I was unable to log into my computer, aka I was too drunk to remember my password. After a 3-hour support call and an in-person visit on that day, Apple determined that the computer was going to need to be cleared. I think Apple probably determined that you're... I'm not going to say that word. I'm sorry.
Oh, boy.
They saw the shit on there and they're like, oh.
We should probably clean this up before you get yourself in prison.
We're going to do you a solid.
A 3-hour support call and an in-person visit. I don't know, man. I feel like something else happened during that call, especially since you still have messages from before that time.
Right.
If you still have voicemails from 2017,
16. Yeah, 17, I think it was.
Okay. Well, then I'm pretty sure that you don't have any problem pulling up messages from 2021. You just don't show them because they don't fit your narrative. All right. While Apple was unable to fix my issue, I hired a data recovery specialist to save the information that Mr. Gillespie tried to corrupt.
How does she know that he tried to corrupt it? Where's
Right.
the evidence? Like, there's other alternatives. Like, you could have a bad capacitor or something in your laptop. Like, there's no like.
Mm-hmm.
She just goes straight to, oh, Greg corrupted my data. Like, okay.
Well, she
like,
says it's because there was extremely important information for the civil case on it. So it's like she doesn't have any evidence. So she's saying he hacked the computer to take away the evidence, basically.
but that's just speculation.
It's less than speculation. It's just a lie.
I mean, well, one or the other. I mean, I'm give him the benefit of the doubt. It's still just baseless speculation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. It was also determined that my iPhone had an app called TeamViewer installed, a remote access and remote control software that allows a remote user to control iPhones and computers. Okay, but I use TeamViewer for work. You have to approve it yourself on your device in order for that other person to access
With a
it.
password or a fingerprint.
Right. So that's bullshit.
Yeah, like a big number code.
Given that I
Yeah.
am self-employed, I have never needed a software like this. Well, given that you were never pregnant with this man's twins, you never need a restraining order like this. Here we are. I called the police to inform them of this incident on 11/1/21. Thank you for abusing those resources. We appreciate it.
Jeez.
Between. Sorry.
What if the police department sued her?
That would be hilarious.
What if TeamViewer comes pre-installed or something? I mean, it sounds so boomery. Ooh, my phone has the virus. Like the
Right.
hackers have something new. Like it sounds like a Facebook meme.
I use TeamViewer. You can't just go in on. You
Yeah.
need a password and ID. Yep.
Mhm,
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
so what if it's installed? Who cares?
mhm.
Oh, I need to call the cops. I mean, okay, boomer.
No. All right. Where do we go next? Between this is always just a roller coaster. Between 10/29 and 11/8, there were several instances, of bizarre text messages on my devices designed to engage me. He never proposed to you. Get over it. Which I chose not to do. I was also logged out of my Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter accounts due to suspicious activity. Well, could that possibly be because
You're
Apple,
suspicious, motherfucker.
Well, also because didn't Apple like reset her stuff?
Right. Well, I don't know
So-
the date she said that. Oh, 11. Wait, when was it?
She called the police to inform.
Oh,
them of this
10/29.
incident. So okay. So yeah. So this was also 10/29 on 10/29 between 10/29 and 11/8. Ma'am,
Oh,
you're disgracing all of us with the long hair and the red sweaters. All right. On 11/6 at 3:37 p.m., very specific, I received a text from a number I did not recognize with a photo of a man who looked to be in his 20s alongside his mother who was holding a Happy Mother's Day sign. Gosh, that must be Greg. I asked who it was and was told must be a wrong number. Sorry, dude. After research online, I confirmed that the man in the photo is a Mr. Gillespie's family friend through his cousin. Oh, this isn't even a good excuse. Like, this incident can be traced back to Mr. Gillespie and combined with all the other acts of stalking and
Oh my
harassment
gosh.
that has frightened me to no end. I see no evidence of stalking or harassment, and the commissioner or judge who approved this is an absolute fucking disgrace.
If you held a gun to my head and asked me to name any of my cousin's friends, I'd be like, I would be dead.
Not even your cousin's friend, a family friend through a cousin. So like your cousin's cousin's friend's cousin friend. Like I don't even know. Like
Family friend. Oh yeah, because it says through the cousin. Like it could be the
Mhm.
cousin.
So
It could be
bizarre.
like my cousin's friend's uncle or something.
Right.
Like
cousin's friend's
there's no way I
adopted uncle,
know
yeah.
them. This
Oh
is
my god.
madness.
I spoke with the Scottsdale Police Department on 11/7/21 and was told that another woman has an active order against Mr. Gillespie that she filed for in September. I have never seen that order.
It's doesn't exist. Because
Really?
if you search the Maricopa County site for his name under any civil, criminal, or family,
Mhm.
it doesn't show up for anything other than the cases with Laura.
Right.
Mhm.
I know this woman to be his ex-girlfriend, who he told me he had tracked on her Apple Watch in December 2020 in order to prove that she was cheating on him. Okay.
It's complete bullshit.
Honestly, like this sounds like if anything did happen, which again, doubtful, it sounds like he maybe accidentally saw a message on her watch that proved she was cheating on him.
Why
or
would
something.
he talk with Laura after one date? He already knew he was done with her, and then on the third date, she shows up uninvited. Why would he talk with her about that?
I don't know, man.
Next thing she's going to claim is she bought him the Apple Watch.
No, but it was a knockoff.
I mean, even if everything in this box for 11.7 is true, what does it have to do with him harassing her?
Right.
I don't know. I guess
maybe something crazy happened in somebody's past.
Yeah.
What does that have to do with the thing we're talking about now? There's
She
no
thinks,
relevance here.
She's trying to prove a pattern of similar, if not identical, behavior.
It's a prequel.
This is so tenuous. Like, I don't know.
Mr. Gillespie also told me about how he had been accused of harassment by a coworker. Why would anyone tell you that?
Right.
I mean, I just met you, who I met while we were out to dinner. What?
They went to dinner and met a coworker?
Well, he was at an event that was with like some friends, and that's that last one that she showed up to uninvited. So potentially that's the dinner she's trying
my
to
imaginary hair out. Right.
And we don't even know what he said. Like, he could have told a story about a coworker, and she could have just spun it into this.
Right, which she does all
accusation.
Right, like just like Mike saying that Buttons was the size of a football, and like you could punt him, and it turned into that he actually punted Buttons,
or wanted to, or was threatening to. Right, exactly.
I think she said that he did it.
Really?
I
physically?
That was my recollection, is that he punted the dog.
Did she say if he got the 3 points or not? I guess. Well, okay, that's a field goal, not a punt.
The Packers lost that day, Bruce.
Got him to the 20-yard line.
They're still in the playoffs.
Go Jags!
Oh boy.
Yeah, me too. I say that too. Pam Ronald, thank you for the $2. She's touching schizoaffective land, my lord. Yeah, I thought the same thing too from time to time, but you got to pay very careful attention to this person's calculation, and she's not schizophrenic or schizoaffective. She's just an asshole. I don't know. Otherwise, like, she wouldn't have calculated to say, I went to Planned Parenthood LA on the day of court. After she had seen that they were going to screw her with the Mission Viejo thing. So, like, you know, at that point, you would just be like, oh, and especially with a lawyer who's admitting to the opposing party that you have mental health issues, you just be like, oh, something's wrong with me. Like, something is not right here. Like, I need to get help. You know what I mean? But like, or your family would come to that conclusion, or your fucking lawyer would come to that conclusion instead of publishing it on his blog. Like, that's not
schizophrenic. Her mom is too, because she's like just as balls deep in this as Laura is.
Yeah, they're not. There's no shared delusions here. They're just assholes.
Yeah. A lot of balls.
All right.
Or maybe they just have empty sacks.
Oh. That's a fashion choice.
That's a fashion choice.
We scared Lauren away.
Laura,
no.
We scared Laura no one's away. I can see your brain. Oh.
Whoa. Oh my gosh. Things are happening, guys. Oh, what is this? Oh, jeez. We've got... This is like when you go, what are those things when you get the little photo strips and it takes like 4 photos in a row and you do
a photo booth?
Yeah. Like, these are like these are your photo booth faces.
Pay Marvel, thank you for the 2. Jan had a broke ass purse at court. Or had LV. What's LV?
Louis
Vuitton. Oh, man.
Could have been a knockoff.
My thing is, like, I carried a broke ass backpack into that courtroom, so I'm not judging anybody, not even Jan. So like, I legit, I just don't care. So, all right. Let's see. We've read that. Despite knowing that I am a domestic violence survivor, as if that has anything to do with it, and a public speaker that has anything to do with it again, on the topic, Mr. Gillespie previously put his hands... Oh, here we go again.
She's
Put
a
his
public
hands-
speaker on the topic because she did a TEDx about a woman on a plane.
Right. Mr.
Fuck
Gillespie...
off, you dirty cunt.
Oh, jeez.
Mr. Gillespie previously put his hand on my throat, and this would have undoubtedly led to something more had I not stopped him. He is 6'4" while I am 5'5". He's 6'4" while I'm 5'5" and weighs more than double of what I do. Well, there you go. You're like discrediting your own narrative right there. I do
This is
not
very
stand a chance
suspicious.
against him. I do not stand a chance against him. So then why are you breathing?
And how'd you stop him?
Exactly.
I don't know. Yeah. This reminds me of the hot springs in the Mike case.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, oh, he tried to drown me.
Right.
I'm like, that dude could probably drown me.
Right.
Easy.
Right.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
If they wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure they didn't want
Right.
to do anything violent.
How do you stop a man that you don't stand a chance against? I don't know, Stephanie. I guess elements of surprise. You could start stripping, dancing, and hiccuping a lot. Wait, you could start hiccuping a lot and pretend you're having a seizure or something. I don't know. I'm just trying to help. Like,
You could say it's triplets. It's not twins, it's triplets.
Oh, jeez.
how do you stop a man that you don't? Okay. Everybody has to answer this, but we're gonna start with Bruce.
What is
How
this,
do you-
bad advice?
Bruce, you're a lady. How do you stop a man you don't stand a chance against?
Well, as a man, I know that the
You're not a man though. You're a lady.
well, I know, but as a man, I know that the vulnerable place is you know,
The anus.
well, that's one, I guess. That's hard to get to though. But the roasted chestnuts are the way to go. So do something to the roasted chestnuts, and you'll
Okay.
be well on your way.
All right. Your turn, Central.
That's all I got.
I'll say what Laura would probably say is that she spoke to the heart and she made him realize, oh, I probably shouldn't do this right now.
Oh, geez.
Okay. Well, I would say act like a toddler, hold your breath until your face turns purple, and then act like you're dying. That would probably
You-
freak him out enough to leave.
Yeah. From King of the Hill, you scream, "I don't know you. That's my purse." Yeah. Works every time. Some of the time.
That's what I should have done when I got robbed at
Oh,
gunpoint.
yeah.
Oh,
I don't
man.
know you. That's my purse.
I
Oh,
just
geez.
screamed after I gave him my information he asked
Yeah.
for.
Oh.
Where did he point the gun at on you?
The first time it was at my leg, like my thigh, and then the
Lord.
second time it was right at my face.
I was about to say, if it was anywhere other than your head, you should have been like, my eyes are up here.
No.
You don't think that would help during a robbery? Wait, who points a gun at someone's leg?
Because he wanted I misunderstood what he was asking me for, and I was like, tell me what you want, I'll give you the information you want. So but when I was like going on and on about the information I thought he wanted, he was like
Yeah.
shut up, I'm gonna shoot you in the leg, you have 3 seconds, 3.
Shoot you in
And I
the
was like,
leg.
no, I swear this is my number. And then he got like mad and left. Then I was like, what the fuck am I supposed to do now? So I pulled up my phone, which is I lied to him and said was in my bag, but it was actually in my pocket. I
Yeah.
pulled it out and I started to call 911 because like that's what you're supposed to do. Well,
Mhm.
the motherfucker turned around and saw me on my phone and he said, you fucking bitch, you lied to me. And then that's when he like pointed it at my face and I was like, ah, just like hopefully someone will at least hear me scream and like
Yeah.
see me get shot and call 911 for me.
Right.
Oh, man.
Oh, it was crazy.
My mom had a friend who did the same thing, just screamed at the top of her lungs.
Really?
Yeah, because like they don't want to get caught, obviously.
right. Yeah, and I figured at least someone will, if I make enough noise, someone will know something's happening. And
Right.
maybe they'll like see see me, see him, and then they could give a description. Like if I'm gone.
Trying to imagine being in front of someone who says they're going to shoot me in the leg. Like for me personally, that would be a problem. But If I were anyone else, I'd probably just be like, well, I have a thigh gap, bitch.
It's crazy. Yeah, like I know I talked about this probably for too long on one of Omar's streams, but if you think about fight or flight, I had the fight in me. I didn't have the flight in that moment. I was like, time seemed to stand still. I was like very level-headed with what I was telling him and how I was handling it. I guess until that point, and I worried, like, have you guys ever had those dreams where you can't talk, like you're so scared you can't? And I've had those too, and I thought, well, I guess we'll see if I can make any sound or not.
Mm-hmm.
And thankfully I did, and he ran away after I screamed. So anyway, yeah, maybe Laura could do that.
Yeah, sorry, my mom was texting me.
Laws of physics are unforgiving but constant. At least.
All right, let's read this last part here. I'm asking the court for this injunction because I fear for my life. Mr. Gillespie is a manipulative and dangerous person. The projection is so real. And has been incessantly harassing me by blocking my 14 emails. I believe that he is retaliating against me for my pregnancy with his child. I thought it was children. What is it? And will not stop until he has ruined my life. My podcast, the podcast you never. Okay.
Note the language there. He is retaliating against me for my pregnancy with his child.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what a weird way to say it.
Mm-hmm.
Retaliating against me.
Like, because it's
how would you?
You know, because if let's say it's a scam, which we think it is, but let's just say it's a scam.
It
like,
is a scam.
This is. She's taking ownership linguistically here of this
instead
scam,
of our pregnancy.
And the way she's written this sentence here is a clear tell.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's assume Jan wrote it, but yeah. Okay.
I mean, yeah, or a third person might have written it this way because they're trying to figure out what somebody would write. It's just so strange.
Yeah. Oh, I found it. This is what I keep thinking of whenever I think of the Jan and the cops and the chocolate thing. Hang on. Has anybody seen this before?
No.
I don't think so.
What are they selling?
Chocolates!
What? I can't hear you.
They're selling chocolates!
They're selling chocolate.
Yeah!
Chocolate. I remember when they first invented chocolate. Sweet,
That's wrong.
sweet chocolate. I always hated it.
I always hated it.
It's just the spinal cord.
Oh.
That's who the
What kind of
GoFundMe
sea
is.
creature was that? What is happening?
I'm not sure. That's why I said it's just a spinal cord. Like, what are you?
That's hilarious.
Oh my gosh. Animation got real weird after Ren and Stimpy.
It did.
I liked Courage
Rocco's Modern Life.
Courage the Cowardly Dog was cool.
I don't think I saw that.
No? Cat Dog?
Oh, Cat Dog, yeah.
Hey Arnold?
Hey, Arnold. Yep.
Okay.
Rocco's Modern Life.
Did
you see that?
No. What's that?
You would like that show. Rocco's Modern Life. Rocco's Modern Life.
Okay, wait. I think I found.
They have a song about spring cleaning. I remember.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't have listened to that. Okay, here was the rest.
What's happening here?
Hang on, this is more of the chocolate scene. Hello,
Oh,
young lady.
oops.
We're selling chocolates. It's your lucky day.
Mom!
The old lady.
What's all that yelling?
Oh my
We're
lord.
selling
Just can't
chocolates.
wait for me to die, can you?
They're selling chocolates!
That's
No!
live forever, you say? I'll take always.
Oh, this was it. Hang on.
Are they underwater? What kind of sea creatures are these?
Everything's underwater. It's SpongeBob, bro.
Chocolates!
I can't hear you.
They're selling chocolates!
They're selling chocolate.
Yeah!
Chocolate. I remember when they first invented chocolate. Sweet, sweet chocolate. I always hated it. Oh, but this chocolate's not for eating. It's for...
You rub it on your skin and it makes you live forever.
What?
No,
Live forever, you say? I'll take one. Come on, you lazy Mary. Start rubbing me with that chocolate.
That's what I think of.
Ew.
Anyways,
Is that why he's brown? Is because she rubs him in chocolate?
What kind of sea creatures are those?
it was just a spinal cord. I don't know.
I
but,
don't
like,
think they comport with modern marine biology.
I just wanted to let you guys know that was very pertinent to what we're reading right now.
Oh, jeez.
They're selling chocolate.
Chocolate! Sweet chocolate!
Oh.
Live forever, you say? All right. Anyways, he has shown me that he is an aggressive person in my brief history with him, and I am fearful to be outside of my home alone.
Oh my god.
It doesn't sound like you leave much anyways. So I pray that this will make him understand the consequences of him tracking me via cyber stalking or otherwise.
When she's the one who's cyber stalking people.
All right. Calls the sheriff on random people across the country. Okay. Scarlett Sullivan says SpongeBob is not a sea creature, and I think we have to have words. All right. Anyways. Just kidding. All right. I pray that this will make him understand the consequences of him tracking me, as if anybody wants to know where you were, via cyber stalking or otherwise. Knowing how much I did not want to have an abortion, he forced me to take abortion pills. How? So that his own child would not be born. Child? I don't know. And in doing that, has shown a complete lack of care for human life or empathy for me. Well, even if that were true, which it's not, that's not a crime to not have empathy for human life or for you. I am unsure if even a protective order will stop him, given that he has chosen to ignore law enforcement's warnings and to stop cyberstalking and harassing me. But we've seen the police reports. Like, none of that happened. So
Exactly. And so they hooked up June 30th and July 1st time frame. So this is in November. She already had done the claims of, I mean, it's not a super huge point or anything, but she had already done the claims of having twins. So why in this, if she's filing an official order of protection against him, is she not saying twins? Because if objectively, that would sound worse if someone was pregnant with twins than just a single.
Well, I mean, was it the thing where the pills fucked up one of the twins, but not the other?
Right.
One of those
Well,
weird
true. So maybe she's claiming she just had
fanfic.
one
didn't she
left.
do that? Didn't she
Plot
do that with
twist.
Mike?
Yeah.
She
did that
didn't.
with Mike, right?
She had like
No, I
six.
thought that was with Greg too.
That
Was
was
it
with
Greg?
that was specifically with Greg. She never said
Yeah.
anything to Mike about like it looking
can't.
funny or anything. But
Oh yeah, that
I
was with
can't keep
Greg.
track anymore.
it was Greg. But with Mike, she did say though that the fifth abortion only got rid of one of the fetuses. So then she
Oh,
needed the
jeez.
sixth abortion to so 4 abortions did nothing to either of them.
Does she know that they don't abort one limb at a time?
She just said it didn't work because she has a tilted uterus and she claims to have Asherman syndrome, which is like the scarring of
What?
the tissue inside the uterus, so that it made it extra difficult for them to perform the abortions.
I am certain that it would not take 6 fucking abortions to get rid of. Okay.
No, absolutely. And if it did, you should sue those mothers. Those are the people you should be suing.
But she's not, because it didn't happen.
Right. Well, exactly.
Yeah, where's all the medical documentation for this?
Right.
Oh geez.
It's in her one medical portal.
Oh man.
Didn't you see it when you got her login 40 times? All
The
right.
other thing here is because we're in the last box, this really diverges from like claims of evidence, which is what I think you're supposed to be putting in these boxes, to this pontification.
Right.
And this like, I
Story
pray
time.
that in the future this thing will happen, and I'm desperate about this and that, and this guy is dangerous. Like it's all a bunch of it's not evidence, it's like some sort of emotional testimony.
Hmm.
Are you
Which I
suggesting
don't
that
know.
this
Like,
is
are
not
you supposed to
objective
put
proof?
that in here? I don't know.
No. All right. Okay, let's see. I'm unsure even if protective order will stop him. However, I am desperate to get him to stop and understand the consequences his actions will have if he continues. Your honor. Your honorable duty. Mr. Gillespie is an extremely dangerous man, and I have no other remedy than to ask this court to enter an order of protection and other relief as it deems necessary to ensure my safety. The fact that this is still going on to this day, that she's been able to renew this, is absolutely fucking ridiculous.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Man.
And it's infuriating, but I feel like my infuriation goes to a certain level and then I can't be more infuriated. So, like, I feel like
Yeah.
I've been infuriated for over a year.
Dude, I'm pretty burnt out too. I was so angry for so long, and then I was just kind of like, all right, let's troll.
Well, and either tomorrow or the next day we'll be getting the response. It takes
All right.
it takes about a day, depending on what time it's filed, to get the like stamped copy like available
Mhm.
for someone to go get. So
Right.
we all may not get it till like the 11th.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm
That's the
gone
weekend,
from-
though, right?
True. Well, yeah. Okay, so whatever
Maybe
day-
next week.
next business day, the Monday after.
Yeah.
I'm in Nashville from the 10th to the 12th, anyways. So
Oh, that sounds fun.
yeah, I'm just tired as fuck. I'll be happy about it later.
More Red Bulls.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, if you want to read all these documents for yourself, go here to victimsoflauraowens.com. I'm going to post the link
Mhm.
once again in the chat. Here we go. But also, please consider, again, donating to our friend Greg for his legal fees. If you can.
He's gonna need it.
Yeah, sounds like it. Marilyn Leos, thank you for the $10. Thanks, Lauren, for cracking me up with that hot wig and red sweater. Well, you're welcome. Thank you. Thank you, Marilyn. All right. Well, I'm about ready to call it a night because it's almost midnight here, and I am.
Did you want to
very
say anything
tired.
about this with you mentioned about comparing it in some way to Mike's restraining order?
I want to, but I'm dead.
Okay. Okay.
So this is my third stream today, so I'm just like
Yeah,
I'm so
same.
tired.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Plus, I had work from 9 to 5, so I'm just kind of like,
Oh my
I'm
God.
just dead.
Get some
We-
sleep.
Will you do driving with Dave, Lauren? Well, I'm there for a convention, so my schedule.
He could drive you there.
If he has any free time, I'd love to see him. I messaged him, but it's like late at night, like a little bit ago. But I don't know if I'll have time. Like if he's able to work it out. But I know he's also a busy guy because he's a new dad and all that. So I'm not sure if I'll be able to see him or not. I'm not going to be there for very long, and I have everything under the sun going on that Saturday. So it just depends. But yeah. All right. Thanks, everybody. I'll catch you next time. Maybe tomorrow if something comes up. If not, then thank God because I need to sleep. Bye.
Bye, guys. Have a good night.